Hey guys, Coach Tshaun here, Forge Valley Fitness. This is Thinking Thursday, and today I'm going to talk with you a little bit about my relationship with food. For those of you who don't know my history, I did not grow up in, a fitnessy. I was not fit when I grew up. I was quite overweight. 10 years ago, I was a lot different than where I am now. And my relationship with food back then is a lot different than where it is now. 10 years ago, I was probably hovering around my heaviest, which was, 240 pounds. And so my relationship with food was that I was always trying to diet to lose weight. That was what I was trying to do, was always lose weight. And I mean, you know better than anyone, or that there's tons of different diets out there. Trying to figure out what was going to work for me, I tried many different diets, and I would have success with those diets for a very short period of time, and I would fall off the wagon. It wasn't sustainable to me, and so when I would fall off the wagon, I would just put more weight on, and this was a constant revolving circle for me. And so when I finally made this lifelong change and worked not only with the fitness but also with the food, it took many different types of changes for me to get there. I played a lot around with food. There's always those low fat diet type things, and that worked to a certain degree, but then I noticed that I was starting to have a lot of sugar cravings, and because when I went to low fat, just because it's low fat doesn't mean that it's not replaced with the sugar. So I was starting to see negative results from that. So then I educated myself a little bit more with whole foods and things to stay away from. And then so that's what really did it, was I completely cut out a lot of the processed stuff. I cut out a lot of the bread. It was just a lot of things I was eating, and then I cut all that stuff out, and instantly I noticed big changes as far as not only weight loss, but my energy levels went up. I just overall I felt more clear-headed. I noticed that my performance physically was getting better as well. So when I switched to that whole food type way of eating, having meats, having lots of vegetables, having healthy fats, because I was so scared of fats all the time, I completely stayed away from fat, and not realizing that it was being substituted for sugar, and that was my problem, was that. So now the relationship I have with food is I don't eat to lose weight. I eat to be healthy. I eat to feel good, and as far as how much I'm eating, I basically that varies on my activity levels for the day. So I just adjust accordingly. But now I know that, in each meal I'm having this and this and this, and I know that this makes me feel good. And this is the other thing too, is, now being in that habit and being very consistent in what I'm eating, when I have pizza, or if I have some ice cream or a piece of cake, I don't let that mentally bring me down and feel guilt for that. It's kind of like that, and we've had this conversation before. You want to be 80%, strict and clean eating, and having 20% of going out and having those cheats, I guess you could say, but those non-guilt type foods, and that's what has sustained me, and I've been able to maintain this for probably 6-7 years now, and I feel fantastic. So it's my relationship with food is a lot mentally better than it was 10 years ago. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, or you would like to talk more with me about where I was versus where I'm at now, I would love to sit and talk with you guys. I would love it. So contact me. I'll put my email address on this video, and I hope to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in, and I will see you next Thursday.